A 600 square foot Austin apartment germinated big dreams when farming a balcony led to 6 acres near the hill country. The journey for Ashley Romero and Juan de los Rios began in Argentina.
I was in Buenos Aires. I was living over there 8 years ago, but it has been really difficult because over there it's more or less like New York, that is all buildings with not a lot of green, parks or something, or places where you can see nature. So it was really hard to me that I'm from Colombia.
So we decided to green up our apartment a little bit, and it was even smaller than this. I believe it was 300 square feet. I'm from Virginia, so it's very foresty and mountainous, and I'm into nature. I have a passion for being outdoors, and I missed the green. And so we just began planting in Starbucks cups and any kind of container that we could find, poking holes and just creating our own green space inside of our apartment.
Even now, Juan tends tiny gardens like a kitchen countertop terrarium.
We also didn't have much material. It was difficult there to find or have access to a lot of different kinds of gardening tools or planters or pots and things, or we just, we're tight on money, but we still wanted to garden and we didn't want money to be a hindering factor, so you become resourceful. And that resourcefulness has carried on with us to here in Austin, and we just basically use anything that we can.
With clever finds and innovation, they turned their tiny Austin balcony into a multi-tiered miniature food forest.
Even if you don't know anything about gardening, you learn a lot about the plants and through yourself, through the observation and trial and error and all the problems. You get to know the plants better if you go through some problems with them because you understand how they function.
Like every gardener, they become attuned to patterns of sunlight across the seasons.
Here in Texas, you have to know that the heat is the big factor here. So in winter, we try to water them just once, and in summer 2, one in the morning, during the morning before the sun goes up, and during the afternoon.
And we don't like to spend money on materials if we don't have to, so he's kind of designed this thing where it's like first level, second level, and the plants that you water at the top will drip any water that they don't need onto the plants at the bottom, so you're also conserving water. We don't have really a flooding problem or anything like that when it comes to raining because of the position of our apartment. We are in between 2 other buildings, so any side rain that comes in is blocked by one of the buildings, but that also causes us not have as much access to the sun during some parts of the year.
When the weather is really cold, there are some plants that, for example, the papaya or some fruit trees that we know that they are not really good resistance to the cold weather, so we bring it inside during the night, but during the day we put it outside so it can receive the sun. Also, other thing, the biggest problem that we have here with the wind was when the hurricane. That was really crazy because all the plants were like moving. We lost a lot of people because some stems broke.
We have a ton of things that are from seed, but we don't, I guess, discriminate. We take all the plants and I'll give them all love and see what they need. And I think we're kind of we're new gardeners in that we don't have all the scientific names down and we don't know everything about plants. But I think that's the beautiful thing about gardening or being out in nature is that you don't need to know everything about the subject. As long as you are patient and you observe and you're flexible. We like to garden with a philosophy of respecting natural rhythms. If our plants are facing towards the sun and blocking the windows and the doors because they need all of the sun, then we'll adjust our lives. And they only consume what they need, and so that's taught us a lot as well about how we should live our own lives.
In 2018, they pulled up apartment roots to start their own farm.
That's always been the idea, is to become independent from a 9-to-5 job, just like most people. And we loved gardening, and we said, what if we could sell some fruits and veggies? And in the meantime, you're creating food for yourself. You're surrounded by nature, and that just seemed like the direction we were going in. And maybe if buying land in Texas wasn't what we had in mind in Argentina when we were thinking about what we wanted our lives to look like, you prepare yourself with like information about plants and nature and gardening, and then you start reading into land, and slowly, if you take baby steps towards what you're interested in and follow your passion, you'll find the answer eventually. We never imagined that we would buy land in Bertram, Texas, which is kind of, a ways away from the city, and it's in a little town that we've never been familiar with, so it's a big leap, and I never thought I would have 6 acres by 25.
Every time that you are close to a plant, you are going to feel like kind of peace. And if you ask everyone that has plants or has planted something or that love plants, they will tell you something about peace and plants.
If anyone's interested in following our journey and seeing how it goes, we'll be documenting a lot of the process on our Instagram at Homegrown Garden.